Well, things continue to get worse for RockSteady and Warner. They really thought they had a big hit here with this game. And as you can see from the user scores, which have now hit a low of 3.7, I'm not so sure where this game is going to go, especially since you need a hungry player base for this game. This game supposedly has 13 DLCs coming. I think one of them's already out, the Joker one, so 12 more. I don't think it's going to happen. I've talked about that before. You're seeing the player base for this game shrink drastically. So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Steam player count dips below 1,000. The player count has dipped by 85% in 2 weeks. That is sad. Look at like that Helldivers game, Helldivers 2. That game had record numbers for Sony. A simple Starship Troopers concept game where you go around and kill bugs. That game is killing it. But this game, nope. Nobody wants anything to do with it. And I think it's hilarious, especially for how they treated these characters and what they've done. People keep saying that this character's getting, or this game's getting praised for its story, which is bullshit. But here's a tweet from Gabe El-Taib dunking on the game, which I thought was hilarious because he worked on the Arkham comic book. So the Arkham Knight comic, that was a side piece for the game. You could get that up, learn a little bit about it. Like every game that is a comic book based game usually has some kind of comic book tie-in. He also worked on other DC comic books, but he did work with Paul Dini and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. Says, I guess I was right at DC official at RockSteady Games. You left-wing activists cannot make great or even mediocre art. Enjoy your failure. You've earned it. You could never match what I did with Carlos D'Anda and Paul Dini in the Arkham universe. Art is about truth and beauty. Commies are nothing but cowards and hacks. Don't hire SJW activists unless you want to lose money. And then he shared a screenshot of PC Games N talking about how the game has lost players. And he shares some of his art right here, which looks fantastic. And, you know, you see Harley Quinn right here looking quite sad. I wonder if that tear's dropping for this game's player count. It's not, but I'm just saying. What a hilarious turn of events. Everybody's making fun of this. I love to see this kind of stuff. I don't know. Somebody said something here to him. I worked on it. You didn't. Please be quiet. None of our work was left-wing activism. SJW bigots always think conservatives equal evil. So anytime evil's fought, they think it's woke. Laughable. This is a good point right here by C.J. Harrison. Why wasn't Paul Dini helping with the script for this game? Why is this guy not being used more? You want somebody in the writer's room for a game like Kill the Justice League. That would have been the person you bring in. Though nobody wants to kill the Justice League, apparently, so it was probably a failed idea from the start. Nobody wants to kill the Justice League. People want to kill the Suicide Squad as the Justice League. That probably would have been a better concept, but yeah, this game is screwed. So here's today's numbers. 40 minutes ago, had a peak of 1,435. That's bad. A 24-hour peak of 2,136. How are you going to sell 12 DLCs based on that number of players and expect to make a profit? This is why I've been saying I don't think they're going to finish the roadmap for this game. I think they're going to end up having to shut the doors on this a little earlier than they predicted. You got people like Game Rant here trying to do a little damage control for this game now. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League player count continues to dwindle. Despite the game's praised story. Yeah, this is what I don't get. So let me go over these highlights for this article. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is losing players on Steam daily with a significant drop in player count since launch. The game's gameplay has been heavily criticized for being repetitive and dull. though the story and portrayal of the game's main cast has received praise. From who? Very little praise. What are you talking about? Grace Randolph's review? Grace Randolph did a review of this game just watching the cutscenes. She didn't play it. And as she said herself in the video, I'm not a gamer. But she's capable of reviewing the game and putting a score up on it. That's a joke. Nobody's praising this game's characters or story. It's got a 3.7 based on 1,479 user ratings. The critic score is low. It's at 60 out of 100. Nobody's praising this game. Nobody is. But they act like this game is underrated. This is corporate damage control, which is all these game journalists know how to do. Damage control. This game is screwed. They will not finish the roadmap for this game, and it's going to be a huge financial loss. And I say good. This is what you get for bringing in Sweet Baby and communists and social justice warriors to work on your shit. Killing the Justice League, #1, was a stupid idea. Dumb. It was a stupid idea. You could have done a Suicide Squad game. That could have worked. You didn't need to kill the Justice League in the process. That was incredibly stupid. Why don't you give us a game where we actually get to play as the Justice League? How about a Superman game? That would have been good. I'd love to play a good Superman game. I think a lot of people would love to play a good Superman game. Hell, I'd like to play another Arkham game. But instead they gave us this garbage. They're going to have to reboot this entire universe now because they screwed up the Arkham universe, which they had built and ready. You could have built on that, done a lot with it. Instead, you threw it in the garbage. Morons, man. Morons. All that money. Very little common sense. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.